My name is Mark White. I'm Director of Instruction here at the Litchfield Tennis School. And I'm here today with Janney. How you feeling, Janney?
Excellent.
We're going to go through your private video lesson, Janney. We're going to start with a volley, and we're going to work on your forehand volley and backhand volley. And the key to the volley really was footwork and hands. The hand position we worked on this weekend was to keep the hands farther away from the body, and on the forehand volley, to set the racket by laying the wrist back. On the backhand volley, present the racket face with a good shoulder turn and keeping the left elbow up. So I'm going to hit a forehand and a backhand volley. I want you to watch the hand position away from the body and watch the footwork. I'm going to step with the left foot on the forehand and right foot on the backhand. I get the shoulders moving in, but notice the racket head, Janney. The racket head is real stable on every shot. I don't want to slap through. So when the ball comes in, I'm not trying to accelerate the racket head. I need to keep the head very, very stable. Now if a ball's hit a little harder to me, okay, and it comes in, boom, as long as I set the racket out in front, I can block through it. But if I try to swing at it, then I'm going to miss. So the key is to keep it compact, hands in front, left foot on the forehand, right foot on the backhand. Okay, well, we're going to aim for this target right here. You're going to win a prize if you hit the target. You're going to come right into the ideal volley position, forehand and a backhand. Here we go. Forehand volley, contact, stop, backhand. Shoulders, that's it. Forehand, go forward. Yes. You don't want the ball to come to you. Out to the ball. Here we go. Left foot. Go forward, right foot. Forward, nice, way to go forward. Go forward. That's it. Don't let the ball start to drop on you, play games on you. Boom. Yes, and one more, backhand. Okay, now on your shot, good movement. Good movement. The key is the movement. And we worked on that to kind of give you that modern day volley where you close in. So important when you move in, when that ball comes in, to keep your head turned right on the contact point. You want to bring your eyes, the ball, and your racket all in at the same level. So as you go to hit, you don't want your head pointing or looking at your target, okay? Remember on your volley, your feet are at the base of a triangle, and on every volley, you're stepping forward on every shot. Recover, step forward on every shot. Lead in with a handle, okay? All right, let's go back and hit some ground strokes. We're gonna hit some forehand ground strokes. We worked on this stroke. Eastern forehand grip, right, Janney? Okay, knuckle over on this wider panel. First move was the unit turn. We don't want to just take the racket back. We want to turn the shoulders and set the racket nice and low at the very beginning. Remember this move right here? Flashlight, shine at the net, elbow in nice and close so we're not taking the racket back so far. Contact out in front and then stretch it out. So when that ball comes in, I get a good unit turn and turn into it. Watch out my shoulders, I get sideways, and I step and turn right into the shot and hold the finish. Okay, so we're going to use...
What am I holding? I mean, that's how I held it before.
That's an Eastern forehand grip. Sometimes it looks as if you might slide over a little bit more, and that's going over towards what's called a semi-Western. Okay. So if you keep the knuckle right here, okay, and then you lay it back right there. There's an Eastern forehand. You come to here, the racket head will be vertical. Now if you slide this knuckle over to there, now look what happens. You bring it here, see how it's closed off, and that's a semi-Western, which can give you good power and topspin, but very, very difficult on volleys and low shots. Okay. There we go. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Right down the line. That's all right. Left shoulder, right shoulder. That's it. Use the body. Don't try to just use your arm. That's it. Get the shoulder into it. Beautiful. Left shoulder, turn. Now start off low, Janney. Down low, down and up. We're going to say sit and hit, sit and hit. Beautiful, that's it. Chin of the ball, down, brush up. That's it every time. Sit and hit. Down underneath the chin of the ball, brush. Forget the wrist, stretch it out, stretch. That's it. Okay, freeze there. I want you to remember always that you should try to get the top edge of the frame as you go to hit the ball under the bottom of the ball and then come up and through. Don't try to roll over with the wrist. Turn the hip and shoulder. See, when you use the wrist, Janney, it's usually because you're late on the shot. Turn the hips and shoulders, then come up and through. All right, here we go. Left shoulder, turn. Right shoulder. Left shoulder, turn. Okay, now you use the legs. Get down underneath of it. Get down, down, down. All right, good looking shot. So this summer, I want you to practice a couple different things. First of all, the unit turn, getting the body working together. Secondly, top edge of the frame, you're going to work on getting it down underneath the chin of the ball. And then from here, you're going to stretch it out. You're going to stretch it out and hold the finish. You're not going to try to just whip it through with the wrist. Well, I think we all do that when we're late. So when the ball gets in close, you try to use the wrist remember to turn the hip and shoulder to hit out front. Okay, backhand ground stroke. Give me one tip that you learned today on the backhand. Okay, watch this. The first move of the backhand, the left hand on the throat, you draw the racket right back to your left hip. Now balance up with some good happy feet. You want to step and get your weight forward. Notice the racket face is vertical to contact point. And as I hit, watch my shoulders, Janney. I'm going to keep my shoulders nice and sideways as I hit. I'm not going to spin it around. Okay? So let's hit some shots right down the line. That's it. It's back foot, front foot, left foot, right foot. Beautiful. I love your backhand. Lean on it, lean. Start the racket head a little lower, down. Don't be afraid to bend that left knee. Sit and hit, down and up. Low, it's a low to high swing. Good looking ball. Down and up. Are you breathing?
Sure.
Okay, exhale. Have some fun with it. You worked on your breathing today, right? Exhale, yes. And one more. Yes. Okay, now what I want you to do is we're going to practice getting the racket head a little lower. Remember the grip that we learned today on the backhand. So right now you're in a continental grip, which helps you when you hit with backspin.
I normally slice my backhand. What I'm doing now, I don't normally do it. So I'm making myself hit this type of...
A low to high stroke.
I
You normally go like this, kind of. Yeah. Well, what you need to do is to keep your slice serve, but then from the baseline for a nice passing shot, hit a driving backhand with an Eastern backhand grip. Okay, and this is just another way to make you a more rounded player. It's not, I don't want you to think one shot is good, one shot is bad. This is just another shot that you have. So now to do this shot, you have to change the grip and then sweep up and through. So instead of starting above the ball and coming down and through, we're going to start from below the ball and come up and through. So let's try this, and this is something you can practice during the summer. This is the shot that Martina learned about halfway through her career to help her in her tennis. The topspin backhand, drive. Eastern backhand grip, down low, up and through. Now start it off low, and then brush. Okay, again, start it off low, then brush. Okay, now what's happening is as you go to hit the ball, you're so used to coming down on the ball, and we have to get so you sweep up and through. So this is a shot that we're going to slow it down and get you to practice. Drawing the racket back, down with the legs, and the top edge of frame goes underneath the ball, then we come up and through. Okay, one more. Nice and easy. You really use the legs. Get down, sweep. There it is. Okay, and one more. Go ahead, one more. Okay, so practice the grip, low stance, contact, and then come up and through. Okay? All right, we're going to hit some serves, Janney. And we worked on your ball placement with the serve. I want you to practice this summer trying to place the ball where you're very consistent and there's not a whole lot of spin on the ball. Okay, so let's hit a few serves right here and be aware of your ball toss. That's it. Now good action out of the wrist. Now what happens, that was a good looking serve, but then as you get to play, you start to tighten up in this area, and then that's when the ball starts to go long. So as long as you can keep the acceleration at the end, it starts off slow and then you accelerate at the end, that gives you that spin and power and the good features that you're looking for on a serve. Up and through. There it is. You can hear it. It's kind of a whipping action.
Yeah, I know.
Start off slow. Nice. Nice. Okay, now when you place the ball up, I want you to maintain your balance on your left leg. When you place it up, you don't want to get so you're off the back foot. So as you place it up, Janney, flex into that left leg and then go up. So you're just going to balance into the left leg and then reach up and through. There it is, and that's where all the energy comes from. Now remember to relax the grip in here. Okay, now one of the most powerful tips I can give you is this idea of when you place the ball up, is to identify and actually look for the seams of the ball. So from now on, see the seams of the ball before you hit. It's really going to help you. See the seams. There it is, okay? Now, that was a good looking motion, ball went along. Where was your ball toss on that one?
Over there?
Yeah, it was back pretty far, and you never really got to kind of turn the shoulder. So let's bring the ball toss out in front, a little bit more out in front. Turn and hit. There it is. That's what we're looking for. So when the ball placement is out in front without any spin, you rotate the hips and shoulders, accelerate up and through, and then you've got a winning ace. Here we go, match point. Okay, relax the grip. You can do it. Nice and slow, take a deep breath. Yes! See the seams?
Yes.
Good looking shot. So see the seams. Remember to relax the grip, start everything out slow at the beginning. Down together, up together. Once you make a big loop here, the elbow is going to bend. As you bend the elbow, you're going to rotate the hip and shoulder. And that's an important feature for you, is to turn the hip and shoulder so you make contact in front of the body and then follow through to your target. Okay, good job. How you feel?
Good.
All right, let's go play some tennis.